Bonjour. Now we go on to the avoir expressions. These are expressions that are based on the verb avoir, and they're really kind of constructions. For example, you construct the expression of I need. I need to do something. I need to buy something. I need to study. Or I need coffee. I need a friend. I need help. With avoir besoin de. So you start by conjugating. Maybe you're talking about your friend. Il a besoin d'amis. Il a besoin d'une agrafeuse. J'ai besoin d'une agrafeuse. That's the example given in the book. I need a stapler. So you're saying une agrafeuse. That's an indefinite. So you simply just tack on une agrafeuse. Of course, you can't keep the de. You have to take off the e and put in the apostrophe because it's une agrafeuse. And then you have an expression. J'ai besoin d'une agrafeuse. Voilà. There's also the possibility of needing to do something. I need to study. J'ai besoin d'étudier. Nous avons besoin d'étudier. In this example, it's nous, so I conjugate nous avons. I put in besoin. And then after de, the verb that comes begins with a vowel, so just without even thinking, my mind just learns to say d apostrophe d'étudier. Nous avons besoin d'étudier. J'ai besoin d'étudier. What if I need to work in terms of travailler? J'ai besoin de travailler. Another construction is to be lucky. Ah, tu as de la chance. You're lucky. Avoir envie de means to feel like. So you wouldn't say j'ai envie d'une agrafeuse. You wouldn't feel like a stapler. But you would say j'ai envie d'un café. J'ai envie d'un coca. Or about doing things. J'ai envie de travailler. I feel like working right now. J'ai envie de... Well, you fill in the verb. What do you feel like doing? J'ai envie d'être là. I feel like being here. J'ai envie de réussir. I feel like succeeding. To give you an example that's negative in the book, they assume that you don't feel like working. And they say, he does not feel like working. Il n'a pas envie de travailler. Il n'a pas envie de travailler. He doesn't feel like working. Elle a peur. Now, avoir peur is another expression. It means to be afraid. Elle a peur de dépenser de l'argent. She's afraid of spending money. She's afraid to spend money. You could also say, elle a peur de l'argent. She's afraid of money. Elle a peur des gens. She's afraid of people. Elle a peur des professeurs. She's afraid of professors. Avoir sommeil means to be sleepy. Ils ont très sommeil. They are very sleepy. Avoir raison is to be right. Avoir tort is to be wrong. Donc, tu as raison. Moi, j'ai tort. Ou moi, j'ai raison. Mais toi, tu as tort. And then another example is given. J'ai peur de parler français. They go on and they talk about what happens when you're saying avoir envie de, you're saying avoir peur de, you're saying avoir besoin de, and what you need is something specific. And so you're using a definite article. You're not talking about I need a coffee. You're talking about I need the coffee you promised me. Or I'm scared of a professor. No, I'm scared of the professor. You have contractions to start thinking about. This is why you can appreciate the book exercises. The book actually has a lot of the exercises are doing the work for you. So as you do the exercise, you're learning all these new words to memorize and forms to get down. And then eventually you'll start making your own sentences. And you'll remember that if you're saying, I'm scared of the professor's masculine, le professeur. So you would say, j'ai peur, and you would put D de and le together to make the contraction du. J'ai peur du professeur. Or if you're scared, say you want to make the professor feminine. J'ai peur de la professeure. Say you're scared of another student. J'ai peur de l'étudiant. Say you're scared of professors. Some professors. Professors in the plural. J'ai peur des professeurs. The examples they also give in the book. Elles ont peur de la fille. Luc a peur de l'étudiant italien. And il a peur des cours difficiles. So he's afraid of difficult classes. You know, in French, you're putting in those articles. So let's see. You have some activities where you're using avoir raison et avoir tort. You have activities where it's very interesting. Activity L, we're talking about these two guys who are going to be roommates, Florian and Hicham, and they are making a list. Now, because you've learned the rule about un, une, des being for affirmative and then de being negative, based on what you see, whether it's de or une, you're able to guess whether it's an affirmative then, ils ont, or nous avons une télévision, or if it's a negative, nous n'avons pas de télévision. And then, based on these answers, you'll look at what the negatives are, like nous n'avons pas de chaise, nous n'avons pas de table, nous n'avons pas d'horloge, nous n'avons pas d'affiche. And you'll make a list of what you guys need. Nous avons besoin d'une affiche. Nous avons besoin d'une horloge. Nous avons besoin d'une table. Nous avons besoin des chaises or d'une chaise. Or nous avons besoin de plusieurs chaises. You know, you go back to saying just DE and putting in a number if you're talking about something specific. J'ai besoin de 3 chaises. You'll go on. We've already done this activity. I'm not sure if I've assigned it again where you're talking about ages. It could be a warm-up for next week. And you'll use les étudiants typiques de mon université. You should review it. Nos envies et nos besoins. You should review this. Est-ce que vous avez peur? I reassigned this because I really want you to be conscious of these. You know, est-ce que vous avez peur des professeurs? Est-ce que vous avez peur des monstres? Est-ce que vous avez peur des clowns? Est-ce que vous avez peur de voyager à l'étranger? I want you to get used to making sentences and understanding these sentences. Understanding all of this, putting together your new ER verbs with your new avoir, peur expressions. And then you have workbook exercises. But perhaps the most interesting exercise is the one that will bring you all together. I have assigned, as one of the first exercises for your online class, a shared activity. So that means you will be scouring the internet for images that illustrate one of the expressions, one of the avoir expressions, because I want you guys to study together. So here it is down here. This is where you begin. You open it up. In this warm-up, you must guess at 3 images shared by classmates. You guess by writing a French sentence about the image. So, you're all participating in many ways. You begin by modeling one expression with avoir, and you share this image. And then you wait to see, as the days go by, who is able to guess what your image is. Some people may not guess the right expression, but they'll come up with a good one anyway. So look for some really interesting expressions for avoir tort, avoir raison. And when you guess at people's images, try to also really use these expressions to the fullest. Don't just keep them kind of tucked into their infinitive form. Untuck them. You know, show us, give us a conjugation. If you're thinking, you're looking at someone's image and you're thinking, that looks like avoir raison. So then say, il a raison, if there's a man in the picture, or elle a raison, or nous avons raison. Voilà. I hope that you guys have fun, and I hope you use this to help each other. Bon travail!